When Herbert's pass is intercepted, we keep seeing this late in games with the Chargers. They just have these mistakes. Howard returns it, 28 yards. Great field position for Dolphins off the turnover. 3rd and goal. Tua to Durham Smythe for the touchdown. Dolphins make it 26-14. They go on to beat the Chargers by a final of 29-21 in a battle of the rookie quarterbacks. Here's the winning quarterback, Tua.
I feel like I've always been comfortable with Chan. The only thing is me and him getting on the same page as to why he's calling a certain play and just the chemistry that we have. And so, it's just a continuous talk leading up to the game. And even with our starters, like our drive starters, like plays that we want to go out with to start the game too. It's a continuous talk. So just me and him getting on the same page and being comfortable with the plays that we're going into the game with, I think that's very, very key.
Tua is certainly getting more into a groove in his 3rd start, according to NFL Next Gen Stats. Tagovailoa was pressured 20% less today than he was in his first 3 appearances and was able to push the ball downfield a lot more, averaging 11.3 air yards per attempt. You could say some of that is the Chargers, who have yet to find a pass rush. It's very Jekyll and Hyde-ish to this point. But I do want to get your thoughts, Tim, on what you see between this matchup of two who seem to be future preeminent quarterbacks in the NFL, their rookie years.
The future is really bright. I just kind of go back to July and August when everyone was talking about how, a rookie quarterback this year was going to be faced with, challenges that no one's ever been faced with before, based on what the offseason looked like, what it looked like getting these guys ready. The lack of practice time, how difficult it was going to be. Look, I think that the job that both of these quarterbacks have done, now obviously the sample size is bigger for Justin Herbert, but think about what he's done. Herbert's come in basically because Tyrod Taylor gets injured, taking a shot before a game, and he's, really been a bright spot for that football team, even though they, haven't won as many games as they would have hoped to. And then you look at Tua. I think that, his first game out, it was like, look, they clearly had the training wheels on. But since that point, he looks like a guy that, had people so excited, when you watched him play at Alabama. The ability to create offense, the ability to kind of step on a throw and play quickly. And then just hearing him talk about understanding, what Chan Gailey, was trying to get when a play call comes in. Tua's not just thinking about it on a base level. He's trying to get to the next level. And I think that just even mentally where he is as a quarterback for a guy this young with what he went through in terms of his rehab at this point is incredible. And I think we probably need to start paying a little more attention to the Miami Dolphins, especially with how they're playing on defense.
What are your thoughts, Nick?
Look, they set up their first score with a block punt. So, look, when you can play great special teams and great defense and you turn the ball over defensively, interceptions, sack fumbles, getting the ball off the opposing team, and you can block punts. They had a great punt return that set them up for more points. So when you're winning all 3 phases, it's going to put you in a great position to be competing for the division. They're going to play Buffalo here at the end. It's going to be awesome to watch this division race with Miami. And I just think that Miami right now in the division is the best overall in 3 phases. They play well on special teams. They put the pressure on teams, and they've been able to do that consistently. And then their defense is kind of flying under the radar right now. Nobody's really talking about the Miami defense, but they've been playing really good football in the last 4 weeks.
Spoken like someone that used to play for Brian Flores.
B-Flow.
You know what I mean?
Smart.
I'm
He's
just
a smart
saying,
coach now.
He's certainly a smart coach. And so there it is. The Dolphins just a half a game back now of the Bills in the AFC East. I do want to go back, though, and talk about the NFC West. This was supposed to be a big one between the Seahawks and the Rams. The Hawks were embarrassed by the Bills last week. They were looking for a little get back. That defense wanted to redeem itself, facing the Rams, also looking to redeem themselves, coming off a bye after losing to the Dolphins. First quarter, Jared Goff to Tyler Higbee for 39 yards.
Oh.
Wow, Rams are driving early on, a little bit later in the drive. Goal line, Darrell Henderson just punches it in. So the Rams are up 10-7. To the second quarter we go, same score. Malcolm Brown runs that one in. Rams is up 17-7. Most people don't run on the Seahawks because it's not necessary. They choose to, and it works. After a Goff fumble, Hawks with the ball. Russell Wilson rolls out of the pocket. Don't get it twisted. He can still do this. Intercepted by Darius Williams. He had 4 turnovers last week. Another missed opportunity. Third quarter, Rams up by 4. Brown punches it in. They're up 23-13 after a missed extra point. What is happening with these Seahawks? Fourth quarter we go. Russell Wilson from 3rd and 8, same score. Fumbles the snap. It's recovered by Leonard Floyd. And the turnovers continue to haunt the Hawks offense. The snap was low. I'll give him that. He couldn't get his hands on it. The problems continue for that Seahawks offense. To the fourth quarter we go, and the Seahawks are still trailing by 10 and facing a 3rd and 9. Not again, right? Like, no, this isn't. Oh no, he's picked again! Darius Williams just sits on it, takes it, returns it 19 yards to Seattle 45. You see him jump the pass perfectly. Russ served that one on a platter.
Not like Russell to have 2 picks, no touchdowns.
No touchdowns. Second interception of the game. Seahawks follow the Rams 23-16. They have now lost 2 in a row. Here's Pete Carroll on what he saw from his team today.
I believe that we're going to start making the plays in the games early on that we've been making in practice. You know, stuff that we saw happen in practice didn't happen in this game. And I believe that we're going to take care of the football with all of the emphasis that we have on it. To turn the ball over, 7 times in the last 2 weeks is just, you know, I don't recognize that kind of execution where we're giving the ball up. I believe these guys are going to hang together and they're going to keep working because they're great. They're great people. They care. They want to work hard. They enjoy working it and going for it. They're okay about the challenge when it's tough. They still want to keep battling. You can see them hanging in there and supporting one another. And so I really believe we have plenty of time to get this thing going. And so that's where I'm going. And I convey that to them, and I hope they want to go along with it. And we got a lot of football ahead. We're bouncing right back here on Thursday. We got to come right back against the Cardinals. They're doing great. And it's going to be a difficult challenge for us. But it's the challenge that we need. It's right there in the division, right where you need it. You need to get this win and get going and go to the next game.
Russell Wilson entered the day as the NFL's passing touchdown leader, but for just the second time in the last 2 seasons, he failed to throw a single passing touchdown in a game. The other came in last season's loss at the Rams, when Wilson also passed for just under 250 yards. Tim, we've been making a lot about how bad the Seahawks defense is, and I think Ning's going to get into that in a minute. But Russell Wilson, 4 turnovers against the Bills. 3 of his last 4 games, he's had multiple turnovers. What are you seeing from Russ, and why isn't he cooking anymore?
Well, they're not doing a very good job protecting him, and that's, been a problem, for quite some time, to be honest with you. But we've usually seen Russell Wilson run around, make plays, create offense, and, today was a pretty good example of, he was not making good decisions, when he tried to escape or create offense. And then you look at the speed of that Rams defense, it ended up catching up to him. Listen, this is uncharacteristic stuff for Russell Wilson. He fumbled snap. He's got an opportunity to scramble, pick up the first down. It's just an absolute late force that ends up getting picked off. And I think there's probably a level of frustration when the rest of your offense feels like this, like you're playing uphill. Guys are getting beat up front, and the defense is swarming around the quarterback. I think oftentimes we've expected him to just put on a cape and be Superman, kind of just be amazing for that football team and create offense, get out of trouble, fix other people's mistakes if they miss an assignment or blow a block up front. And so, look, it's hard to do that each and every week. And I think that in some ways it's kind of catching up to the Seattle Seahawks and their inability to protect Russell Wilson.
How much do you agree with that maybe the offense is gripping a bit to overcome the Seahawks D that has been an F?
Well, I mean, you said it correctly. That's their Achilles heel. Their defense can't stop anybody, and their secondary's poor. They don't really put much pressure on the quarterback. So when you have a defense that's at the bottom of the league in basically every category, your offense has to press and know, hey, look, we got to go out here. We have to score every single possession if we want to be in this game, because we know when the defense goes on the field, they're going to be able. The other team's going to march the ball down the field, score, and we got to go out there and we got to match that. So when I watch the Seattle defense, it's like they don't really have an identity. They're not the Legion of Boom anymore. You can't rely on what they used to be. if they had somewhat of a defense, this team would be a pretty tough team. But right now, they're just one-dimensional. They have a great offense. We know they have a great quarterback. They have a great receiving core, but they struggle up front to protect the quarterback. And last time I checked, anytime the quarterback is being hit a lot, that's a rough day. You can go across the league. Any team that lets their quarterback hit the turf too much, they're going to have a bad day. And if they can't protect Russell and they can't play defense,